Hello, Aries. Welcome to your August 2019 reading. I would like to apologize. I did not do July. It was just a lot. There was a lot going on. Still a lot going on. But there are a lot of ascension, and um, I'm having family problems and moving. And there's a lot of stuff. But just cutting my energy off. So, the cards that I'm seeing right now are the. I would like to. I am an empath and a clairvoyant, so I do receive messages from spirit in forms of pictures, phrases, songs. I also receive feelings and energies from spirit. So, and by spirit, I mean a general sense of. Whew, oh my god. In spirit, I mean a general sense of spirit guides, ancestors, people you've had in a past life who really grew attached to you and your energy and just want to help you along your journey. Archangels, guardian angels, powers of heaven, things of that nature. Anyone watching over you or there to assist you. So the cards that Spirit showed me in the beginning of shuffling for you were the four of. It was a Four of Wands and the Six of Pentacles was what I got. So an equal give and take, whatever that means to you, an equal give and take. I feel like some of you are readers, so I don't really have to explain that, but for others of you, I feel like that's an equal give and take when it comes to stability. Like, really, just what is going to help you and what is going to harm you, using your discernment as an adult and doing what you have to do in handling your business. So, with that being said, let's start. Alright, Spirit, what are the messages you have for Aries for the month of August 2019? Do 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 do. Oh boy. We are ready. Ready spaghetti. Okay. Let's see. Alright. That's enough of flying out. So, one, two. Oh. I do read reversals, but it's not often that I do. That was my fault, so I won't do that. And then set this to the side because that was a maybe. I just just for a preference, like I don't really like general readings because like I prefer personal readings because it's a lot easier for me being an empath. General readings, I'm like tapping into the ether or tapping into source, and it's just like there's so much information and it wants to reach so many people, and it's just a lot. So just bear with me. Let's see for okay for Aries August. There, I don't know. For some reason, I want to say June. I don't know why. Maybe this is pertaining to something that happened in June, or we're picking up from June's messages for some of you. I don't know. YouTube has been deleting some of my videos. I guess because of cursing, but I mean, sometimes the energy is very strong, and I mean that's the best way I feel I can express the message. But it's not like bad. Anyway, awesome. I can stop. I don't have time for that today. That is not my problem. Alright, so let's get into the month. I'll put these aside. I know it's a little blurry. I don't know how to fix that. I can do this. Yeah. Yeah, that's a-okay. You know what? I'll do that. I love good. I'm not gonna... You know what? I can spend an entire day just doing that. But I will not. like it. It's a little bit more iridescent-ish, like an ambient lighting. I like it. It's better than the Blair. All right, so, oh, and the grainy picture. That's new. All right, just forgive the quality. I'm just working with what I got here. So now we're gonna go into the first week. This is for the middle. This is for the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month of August for you Aries. And this is just so we're going to elaborate these pretty soon. Of course, Aries would have the Devil, even though it's a Capricorn card. I just feel like that. Like, of course you have the Devil. Like, of course, of course. And then these are the messages for, or the advice. That's more so the advice for for each the advice for each whew, for each half of the month, for each part of the month. So let's see. Oh child, things are gonna get easier. All right. So what I'm getting is that for some of you, I feel like okay. So Spirit has me put a lot of you in a not a bubble, but usually it's more of when I connect to Spirit, I feel like I'm standing on a box in the middle of a park, and there are groups of energies in this park. It's a beautiful park, it's a nice park, and it's just there are groups of energies, and I'm speaking to all of these energies. And when I do connect with Spirit and I do receive their messages, they kind of group some of these energies together, and that's how I discern whether it's for everyone or for just a small group or for a big group or for a select few. That's just kind of how I discern it, and that's how they show it to me. So in the beginning of the month, you have in the beginning of the month you have the Four of Cups, the Emperor, the King of Cups, the Sword, and the Book as your advice. So this week it's really about looking at the details, or really about thinking over what you have done or what you have accomplished. And I feel like these messages are for a general. Some of you, like, really just getting a hold of yourself. Like, get a grip. That is what I get. Get a grip. Like, that's just it. And it's more so in the sense that you're smart enough, you're cunning enough, you've been through a lot. Like, some of you are kind of like, I feel like this. Like, some of you are resisting this Emperor energy. And you really, like, and I feel like the King of Cups is more so, like, I feel like this needs to be here, and that makes, like, that's how it's supposed to be, is that you're supposed to really dive deep with the Four of Cups and really do that questioning. I get Hermit. They're showing me the Hermit. So this is really more so about diving deep, because you're just like, where can I get this? Where can I get that? Where can I get this help? Where can I get this advice or this piece of information that I need? And they're telling you, like, no, like, absolutely not. Like, it needs to come from you. Like, this needs to come from you. Like, this is your destiny, but this is where you need to be. Like, this is where you need to be, and this is your destiny, but you need to kind of like, and I feel like the page of what I'm getting is that the Page of Swords is more so of the outside. Like, this is how you need to be on the outside, just really discerning. Also, be careful about how you say things, or the things that you word, or how you word them. But you do have the knowledge. You already have these things, and it's about self-reflection, really, about really going within. Even though the Four of Swords isn't here, but the Four of Swords is more about rest, and the Hermit is more about, like, really, really deep thinking, like, what is my purpose? This is more so of how can I move forward, and in that sense, you really want to kind of, I, what I'm, the energy that I'm picking up from the Page of Wands is like, you need to be harder on yourself, in the sense that you need to be a little bit more disciplined, is what I'm getting. Like, you really need to be a bit more disciplined, instead of like wagering or bartering with yourself. Like, yeah, I can have like one more bite, it's not much, I'll kill myself at the gym, and then you get to the gym and you're not killing yourself, you're barely doing the bare minimum. Like, absolutely not. You need to be a little bit more harder on yourself when it comes to these things, and really kick yourself in the, not kick yourself in the butt in a negative way, but kick yourself in the butt to get yourself going, to really push yourself to that point where you can get it. And you have the strength, you have the information, you have this, like, it is yours, like, you have it, but you just need to you really just need to you just really, it needs to come from you. Like, I remember this reminds me of someone, I was giving a personal reading, and one of the messages were about, like, really just kind of, I mean, we're not supposed to divulge readings, just, then that's what I get from spirit. Like, we're not supposed to divulge readings or information about readings, but there was a lesson in that reading about self-realization that was just important, and that's what this is. This is about realizing your strength and what you can do, and coming from a place of like really being in charge of your emotions, and really being hard on yourself with that movement forward. You really need to kick yourself in the butt, say, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. Set an alarm and commit to that alarm. Like, do what you need to do, because the information's there. Like, it's there. You have it. And I feel like, okay, for a lot of you, I feel like from time to time you do, like, the knowledge is there and you acknowledge this bit of knowledge, but you don't give it the power. Like, you acknowledge it, but you're not giving it power. There's no power behind it. I feel like there's no power. Like, someone cut off the power. Like, they saw it in the light and then they cut off the power and are still staring at it in the dark. Like, I don't understand why. Like, why would you do that? What? Like, what purpose? Anyway, so moving on into the middle of the month, this where I feel like this is more so influence. This is more so influence, like influential people or influential relation. Okay, so, oh my god. Oh, okay. They're showing me a list, so I'm getting a list, and it's like a list of people, like a different list of people. I don't know what that is, but it's a list of people. You know who these people are. You know that they're your relationship to them. You know whether they're toxic or not, and it's just about you really taking action upon that. Now, in the middle of the month, you're going to come across something that's going to slap you in the head like a ton of bricks, and it's just this new idea, this new vigor for life for others of you. There's for some of you, I feel like this is more so like someone comes in and it's like, hey, yeah, you are fudging up. I'm going to need you to get your stuff together and just kind of let's move this donkey forward. Um, Kind of like the pat on the horse's butt to get it to go. That's what I'm feeling for this. But you're like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm seeing like when there's growth, there's something there that's kind of like taking like not dragging you back, but there's a vice. There is a vice, and it's surrounded by this man. I don't know what it is about this man, but I'm just gonna get some explanation because I don't like maybes. I don't work on maybes. I work on definites. Alright. Let's see. Can you explain? Ooh. Okay. So. Alright, so you're not giving up on something that you should give up on. Like, you're not giving up on something you should be giving up on. Like, it's just, this is not working for you. Don't understand why you keep picking it up. Like, you already got 10. Why do you want to try to pick up 11? You're already struggling with 10. Like, whatever it is, you're either a relationship or a vice or what have you. You really need to, and that's when I feel like this comes. Like, I feel like this is more so here, where you need to put it down. You really need to take a rest. You really need to recuperate and really go in with this energy. Like, this is, like, I'm feeling like, and it's, this is more so advice than it is anything else. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not giving you a list of chores or to-dos. Like, this is just advice. So, like, you have it there. Like, I feel like if you do this work here in the beginning of the month, that there will be, like, you will open your, oh my god, I just feel like cluttered. Yeah, like, I hear voodoo. I don't know what that is, but sweetie, know about something before you dive into it. Like, really know about something before you dive into it, or be wary about who you talk to, or who you hang around, or who you associate with. With that being said, like, really, like, this is when I hear voodoo, like these two cards, but I don't really. You really need to take a break from whoever that is, because they are not good for you, and it may be a man. It may be a man or someone or a woman who's just very, very, very strong, or strong-minded or strong-willed, and you really need to just let that go. Just let it go. Let it go. That will cause you more trouble than you really need right now. Uh, with that being said, I just feel like for others of you, like this is really more so. I mean, that warning was pretty big, so everything else I think is minute. But that I think that warning was for like 2, 3 people. They're giving me one, but I'm gonna say 2 or 3 because you never know. You might know somebody who knows somebody. Um, but with that being said, like beyond the warning, this is more so about like just really just they want to get you to that point. That's the whole thing about the beginning and the middle of the month is that they want to get you to that point. But the only thing that's blocking you is this toxicity. That's the only thing that's blocking you is this toxic behavior or these bad habits or something. And they're really working for you. You know, low and slow. Rome wasn't built in a day, and that's just like they're trying to get you to that point where you're actually beginning. I feel like this. They're having me go over to this 10. Like it really wasn't. I don't feel like I may have flown out in reverse, but I don't feel like it was meant to be in the reverse. I feel like it was meant to be upright, but then again, like they were just giving me back and forth, so I turned it on its side because I feel like it's either or at this point. Like your happiness, that 10 of cups, is either or at this point because either you're going to take this pestilence and really exacerbate it, or you're going to take it and really diminish it or start to chip away at it, and it's going to the more it's almost as if like okay, it's almost as if the more you diminish this, like the more that the 10 of cups turns so that it's upright, but the more that you exacerbate the toxins, the more it's going to turn the other way and become well, for you guys it would be this way, but for me this is upside down. So I mean, you know what I mean, though. You got it. You're smart enough. You got it. But with that being said, so I feel like alone. That's what I get from this. Alone. Like this has to come from you alone. Alone. We're all born on this planet for a certain reason. There was a reason that we wanted this human experience. There's a reason that we wanted like all of this. And you know, spirit is just kind of trying to pave the way or trying to guide us to um the places where we need to be, and both mentally, emotionally, physically, they're just trying to help us the best way that they can, because 95% of this life has to come from you. 95%, this is your life. 95% of it has to come from you. 5% spirit can help you. 95% it has to come from you. No if, ands, buts, or ors. Like this is your life. You chose to be human for this certain amount of time so that you can gain certain lessons, so that you can either your spiritual growth or to help people if you're a light worker, whatever the case may be. Like this is has to be from you. Like there's no, like that is what they're giving me. Like they're intensifying the feelings about it. Like this has to be from you. Like it can't, like it's almost like you can't go to kindergarten for your 5 year old, or you can't go to kindergarten for your 6 year old or your 3 year old. I mean, kids are smart nowadays. Who knows? Preschool, whatever the case may be, you can't go to school for the kid. The kid has to go to school so that they learn for themselves. Spirit doesn't want to give you the answers. They want you to happen upon them so that these answers will stick with you for the rest of your life, or for the rest of with your eternal soul. They want it to stick to you. These lessons, these blessings, this happiness, like everything is to help your soul grow so that you can really enjoy the abundance that's given to you, or enjoy the fact that you're a being of light, that you enjoy that you are an amazing person, you have an amazing energy, you have a lot to offer, people love you, this, that, and the other. Like you are amazing, and it's just they want to get you to that point where you feel it. Not only just feel it mentally, but feel it in your body, in your soul. They want you to feel it because they know that you will be living your truth when you get to that point, and that's what I get. So in the last or the end of the month, you have the temperance, you have the 7 of cups, the Knight of Pentacles. I am feeling very dizzy right now. This ascension process is killing me. um the 5 of Wands and the Rider. Give me a moment, let me just, because this is becoming too much for me right now. Just a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Whew. All right. So, with that being said, you have the Temperance, the Seven of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Rider. So, with that, you are. Let me turn on this light because. With that, you feel like. Okay, so this is done. Thank you. Because I don't feel like we need those anymore. There's gonna be some patience that has to come from you while I'm taking these cards out. I'm getting the message that it's destiny and it's really divine, and it's not only that, but it's written in not stone, but it's written in the heavens. I feel like there's gonna be whatever it is you're heading towards is destined, or it was kind of like meant to be. It has to do something with the fabric of life itself. That is what I'm getting. It has to do something with the fabric of life. So I don't know. Anyway, so this is the end of the month. So with the end of the month, you do. Okay, so there is going to be a little kerfuffle. That's what I feel like. It's going to be a little bit of a kerfuffle, and oh, the reason I haven't touched on these cards, I'm going to touch on these cards because these are the messages. These are a part or explains part of the messages that you're supposed to take away, or the advice or what have you that you're supposed to take away from this reading. Now, with the end of the month, there's going to be a bit of a kerfuffle, and they want to make sure that you are able to stand in your own power when it comes into this. When it comes to this kerfuffle, or when it comes to this argument or this disagreement, they really want you to be able to stand into your own power and really come from that place of strength. Because I feel like for some of you, now they're having me split you guys up in a group. So for some of you, not all of you, but for a good sized group, I feel like, or maybe even smaller, um, I feel like this is just more so about huh. So okay, so where you're at, what I'm getting is that where you're at is not where you're supposed to be, but you're kind of like digging your heels in, and you don't want to move. You don't want to move forward. You don't want to move backward. You're too afraid. For others of you, you're too afraid to move forward, but you are even more afraid of moving backwards or staying in place. And it's just like, well, faith without work is dead. Like anything, like unless you are willing to put in the work, and unless you are willing to really just, yeah, they're okay. So there might be something about these two about like, it's a process. Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, it's going to be a revealing process. There are people who are going to be on board with you, who are going to show themselves, and there are people who are just absolutely don't want you to grow, don't want you to change for their selfish reasons, for their own selfish reasons. They don't want you to become a better person because they feel like it's not going to be about them anymore. Or they feel like, your friendship isn't going to be the same, or you're going to lose out, or you're not going to be there, and that's not the case. They have their own growth to do. They have their own thing to do. Like, you can't be worried about other people. You really need to take on this temperance energy and just really balance yourself. Like temperance, an angel has a foot in the water and on land, showing that there's balance both within the mind and within the body. And that is where you need to come from, because there are going to be decisions that are coming your way. Like, I feel like this is more so about, like, because they're having me focus on the clouds in the seven, so it's more so about clearing those clouds away and making those options a little bit more clearer and have a little bit more detail so that you can move forward. And when you move forward, you're going to have these upsets. I mean, it's just, that is c'est la vie. Que sera sera. Whatever will be will be. And you just have to accept that and just stand in your power. Like really stand in your power of, I am Aries. I am getting better. If you're not on this bandwagon, then please step off at the next station. Like we don't need you here. Like thank you for boarding the train to success. If success is not what you're looking for, please leave at the next train station. Like, you don't, they there's no need for someone to take space in your life who there's no need for someone to take space in your life who okay. Okay. I mean, if that's what they want, I mean, this is, they just want me to do this, I guess. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So, um, okay, so I'm getting Oceans, like the Ocean movie series. Um, some of you are going to have to be very detailed in the strategy that you're going to move forward with. Like, very, very, very detailed. And it's going to take more than one person to do this. There we go again. See? Like, sweetie, I don't know what this is or what this is about. Like, people are gonna, I feel like people are gonna fight you on this growth. Like, your friends are gonna be like, why are you going to do that? You know, there's other ways. You don't have to do it. Like, baby, do it the way you feel comfortable. You feel comfortable. Not the way that they feel comfortable, the way that you feel comfortable. Everyone doesn't go through the same process. Whatever you're going through, anyone doesn't get better, or the situation doesn't get better because of in the same way that someone else, you know, went from A to B. Like, they had their situation and they had to solve it in the best way that they had to solve it. Your way of solving it is completely different from their way. You know, sometimes it may be a similar situation, or there may be like similar problems, but the way you go about it is your own unique way. You are the only person born on this earth as who you are. So that's just the way they do it is the way they do it, and the way that you're going to do it is the way that you're going to do it. Period. Point blank. I'm like, so don't, like, really, really. I don't feel like this is like a full-on fight. I feel like this is more so of the battle of the minds. Like, each one is a symbol of their minds. Like, this is a battle of the minds. Like, it's just really about, as I said, standing your ground. Like, really just standing your ground. Like, okay, Spirit, we're good. Thanks. So with that, but with that, there's, I feel like this is all fast approaching. Like, this is how it's supposed to look. Like, here, here, here. And you will get through it. Like, because the writer's usually about a message really coming fast, or something coming fast or quickly. And I feel like, yeah, these two are connected. Like, he is riding that with his wand, but he's fighting off these wands. He's standing his ground, but he's on the horse because he's going to move forward, but he's standing his ground with his wand to get through these people with their own mindset, their own way of doing things. Like, you can take tidbits of information. That's not like, you, if you see something and it's like, oh, that sounds interesting, that sounds like something I can do, then do it. Like, absolutely. If it's for your growth, if it's for your happiness, if it's for you being in a better place, then do it. Take it. You know, you don't have to take the entire thing. Like, you can just take this, that, and the other. Like, you can just take little bits here and there, but you don't really need to take the entire idea. Like, like, when it comes to business, people, a lot of the time, people are like, oh, well, this is how a successful business should grow. And it's like, no, 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 absolutely not. No, that's how your business grew, how your business plan played out, how the audience that you were trying to reach accepted and received whatever it is you had to offer. That's your way. That's not my way. But I do see points in what you're saying. I do see that doing this will definitely get me ahead, and doing that will definitely put things in perspective, or really just give me a good, you know, plan to move forward. But you don't have to take the whole pie. You know, just little pieces here and there. With that being said, that's at the end, and it's just really about coming from that. So, also, so, Thank you, Spirit, for your messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, with that being said, we're going to move into your messages for the overall that you're supposed to take away from this. So, this is generally the end of the video, but it is the longest part, I would say. So, this is what I got. So, you have at the bottom of the decks, this is the overall consensus. This is the overall message. This is the overall consensus. This just explains this, basically. So lay it to rest. Really lay it. Mourn if you have to. Make a ceremony. It's not. If people are like, oh, that's ridiculous, or how could you do that, or that's laughable, or that's very childish. Like, okay, and this is for me, not for you. Thank you. Next. Like, it's not. Mourn the way you need to mourn, but don't stay there. Absolutely don't stay there. Lay it to rest. Lay it to rest. It's dead. It's done. Just don't pick it up anymore. Make sure that when you put that 10, because you did have the 10 of wands, when you put one of those wands down, make sure that it's down for good. It is down for good. I feel like the 5, like, yeah, because you have this, they're having me focus on this building. For me, I got the tower, but yeah, it's not gonna be easy. It's not. Ooh, yeah, it needs to come and go. It definitely needs to come and go. Come and go, come and go, come and go. Like, this cannot, you can't stay in this energy for too long. The whip is more about quickness. It's about other stuff too, but I can't say that without YouTube trying to take down this video. So, we're going to move on from that, and we're going to go into the explanation of it all. So, with this, I feel like, with the 6 of Cups, I feel like this is more so playing on your, hello? Sorry about that. Sorry, just family stuff again. So the 6 of... So what I'm getting from the 6 of Cups is really about... Alright, so... Ooh, they're coming in strong. So what I'm getting about the 6 of Cups is it's really about the past. Like, something, whatever it is, I'm going to silence this because that is a distraction. So what about the 6 of Cups? The 6 of Cups, it's really about your past, or there's something that happened in your past, because I feel like the 6 of Cups and then this is the same, and this is where this comes in. Like, it comes in all at once, and they're having me reference the cards within the month. So this is more so what I'm getting for this, when I really sit here and ask them about this card. What they're giving to me is the 10 of Wands, and I feel like you can turn the 10 of Wands actually into the 10 of Pentacles. Like, I can really feel like you can have this. You can have your cake and eat it too. But this is like, but if you want to have your cake and eat it too, it's a lot messier. The work is a lot harder, and there's going to be a ton more sweat. That's just it. You want to have your cake and eat it too? Well, roll up your sleeves, because we're going to get to work. And that's what I get. But they're really having me refer to the... They're really having me refer to the 10 of Wands and the Devil and the Man. So you really, like, whatever this is, whatever this past energy is, whatever this, I feel like this is something that someone did for you. Even if it's something that someone did for you, doesn't mean that they bought you. You are not a slave. You are not a slave, okay? You cannot be bought. You are your own person. If they did it for you, then they did it for you. You know, people should not, now this is just me, but I feel like a lot of the times people offer help and are expecting something in return, when that's not how help should work. If you want to help someone genuinely. Help someone because you want to. Help someone because it'll help them grow, and because you want to see their growth, not because you can get something out of it. Like, if this person helped you and they're turning around, they're saying, well, you owe me this because of that. Like, no, absolutely not. You gave me help of your own accord, and that is when I took that help under that guise. Like, under that idea, I took that help, because that's how I interpreted your hand. I interpreted your hand reaching out as that kind of help, as a help that you just wanted to see me grow as a person, and I really appreciated you for that. But now that you're coming at me with this whole, oh, well, you owe me this, you owe me that, like, I don't want to deal with you. But that's something you need to cut off. Again, like the man, and the man card could mean a man in your life, or it could mean someone who has a very strong male, very strong male energy, like masculine energy, like a woman who's just very powerful, very opinionated, this that, and the other. Whoever it is, they need to go, because I feel like it's not like what I'm getting is more so that they need to go for your growth, because this person is not a person like you're constantly going to feel like you owe this person or you owe them more, or like, because there's no limit, or there's no discussion, like there's no discussion on what is enough or what is the equivalent payment for what they did for you, because you feel like it's so grand and they think it's so little. But they're not going to stop you from giving to them. They're not going to stop you from giving it to them, and that prevents your movement forward. That does prevent your movement forward, and they really want you to I'm sorry, allergies, everything, this ascension, it's killing me. I'm dying. So, um, here, let me put it in this way for you guys so you guys can see what I see. So this is what I see when I'm looking at the cards. This is what I see. So this movement forward is not like, it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen because of this, whatever this relationship is. I feel like this is toxic, and it's me really with someone who's very more like a lot like influential or something of that nature. Or it may be, okay, so they're having me speak to, like, I didn't forget about them. What are you talking about? um so they're having me speak to a few of you that I mentioned, about vices or addictions. Um, they're having me mention, like, you need to, the people who fuel that, you need to cut them. You need to cut them. The people who love you when, oh, I love her or I love him, like I love drunk him, I love drunk her, like I love like high him, I love high. No, 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 no. If something is becoming a detriment to your growth, it needs to stop, because spirit is all about your growth. Spirit's all about you reaching that place of happiness that is eternal within you, like that happiness that is within you and that can be radiated out of you. And it just like it, as I said before, like there's something about the fabric of all of this and how it intertwines within one another, and how one hand washes the other. And it really, you exuding that light, you exuding that joy, really helps the environment. I feel like the energy within the earth is replenished or revitalized with this. So it's almost as if they're trying to get everyone to this point where, the earth can be self-sufficient within itself, instead of dependent on like either like dependent, because okay, that's a long, like, this is for Aries. This isn't for it's almost as if I'm speaking to the entire world. Um, but yeah, it's just good in the overall sense. Okay, I understand. Yes, I get it. Bring it up at a later discussion. When I'm on a bigger platform, bring it up then. Awesome. Cool. Thanks. Love you too. All right. So with that being said, you will, once this is done, this is completely your option. This is completely about you and whether or not you're going to do this or not. But once this is done and you're able to turn this around and move forward, once you're able to do this, because you laid to rest whatever it is you need to leave lay to rest, you go on to look at your options and really start to see this, like really start to, like, I feel like they're having me think of the Seven of Cups, the clouds in the Seven of Cups, like it's clouding the 10, and the more clarity you get, the more that this turns into your favor. But the less clarity you get, if you don't do this, if you're not going to do this, this also turns around with it. That is what I'm getting. Like, this and this are the same. They will turn the same. Any which movement that they make, they will be in unison. So your movement forward is dependent really on you. You. It has to come from you. No one else but you. No one else can cut these people off but you. You. And I feel like there's something about it that's a little bit, as I said, this is written in the heavens. Anything written in the heavens is just absolute. Absolute. Like, it's going to happen whether you're ready or not. So buckle up, Buttercup. Like, this is, like, anything written in the heavens is just, it's, so he says, so let it be. So it's spoken from God's mouth, so shall it be. Like, that, it's just written in heaven. This is going to happen, and either you're on board or you're not on board. Like, you're on the board of the success train, or you're getting off at the next station. And whatever that station is, Pettyville, Sorrow, Arrogantville, whatever, I don't know, self pity town, like whatever the case may be, that is where you will get off, and that is where you will stay until the time has come for you to leave this planet and go into the metaphysical world. So they really want to give you the heads up and to tell you, hey, you know, you're not alone. There are resources. You just really need to take that within you and really look inside. You have the answers within you. And we're not asking large things of you. Right now, we're just asking for baby steps. That's all we're asking for is baby steps. And that is what I'm getting. We're not asking for the world. We're asking for baby steps. So, they really just want you to move forward. That is the feeling that I get from Spirit the most is we want you to move forward. We want you to move forward. And by any means, if we have to even come and lightly waft you with our energy, we will. Like, we just want you to move forward and be happier. Um, all right, Aries, that was your reading. I'm sorry again. I apologize. If you wish to, I should be getting my website up by the end of the week. So I will notify. Um, if you subscribe to me, if you're subscribed to me, I should. Um, I'll post. I'll post when it's up and ready, when it's done, um, and I'll give the link out and everything. But it should be done by this week because I just have a little things to add and take away, and just rearrange and things of that nature. All right, Aries. Have a good one. Have a good August. I'll see you next time for your mid-August reading. Bye.